Hi everyone and welcome to the RC Retro channel. The Marui Ninja. Is it a unicorn? Is it a myth? Because I've never seen any video footage of this thing running on a dirt track before. Until now, that is. But before we get to that action footage, I just want to address a few interesting things that I came across when restoring this Marui Ninja. First, without a doubt, it's definitely a hot looking four-wheel drive buggy. I mean, it's all blacked out with some, red stickers on there and the red tires, and it just gives it that menacing look. I mean, just the way it, sits, it's very tough looking. However, while it looks like that, as far as my perception, it looks like that, the quality of the kit, I want to say, isn't the greatest. And I know this is over 30 years old, but in reality, it's just all plastic, and versus some of the other vintage RC cars of its time, comparing it to, like, let's say Kyosho, it's predominantly plastic. And, I would consider something like this more of an entry-level buggy back in the day. While it is very cool, the quality wasn't the greatest. One interesting fact is that it came with all plastic bushings. Now, I know bearings are your #1 upgrade. I was just surprised that it didn't even come with the metal bushings in here. It's all plastic, and I left those plastic bushings in here because I wanted to run the car completely stock. All right, and speaking about plastic, I know in a majority of RC cars, the gears are plastic or nylon or whatever the case may be. And for Tamiya's, at least the bevel gears, those little small bevel gears, are usually metal. Whereas in here, they were also plastic. Also, the suspension pins that hold the rear arms onto the chassis and the front arms. Again, with Kyosho and Tamiya, they're either usually like the hinge pins with the screws that thread into the plastic, or they have a little groove at the end of it where you can put an E-clip that hold them in. These are just pins and slide through and just stay in place. And I'm sure there was a reason for that when designing this. I don't know what the reason is, but they stay in there surprisingly. So I just found that, to be very intriguing. As far as the tires on here, they are in relatively good condition. There is some tread left on here. There are some flat spots. I cleaned them up nicely. I did use these on the track. And, for the most part, it handled pretty well, and I'll let you be the judge of that when you see the action footage in a little bit. But once I cleaned them up after, and I was doing the full-blown restoration, I did bust out the white Sharpie marker pens and did do the white lettering, and it really finishes off the buggy. You have to. It's like a must. It just gives it that finished, polished look. Also, it's very interesting to see the different design features of these RC car companies from the 80s. Basically with Tamiya and Kyosho, from what I found from my rebuilds and restorations, you have a left and a right piece of the gearbox, and they snap together and just are held in place with screws. When building the front gearbox of this Marui Ninja, it snaps together, and then I go to the next step in the manual, and I'm like, look at that, very interesting. There's like an outer clamshell that goes around the gearbox where the screws go through. So the gearboxes snap together, but then there's another piece, another left and right piece that go over that hold it together. So, just found that very interesting. Finally, the driver figure. I didn't get one when I purchased this online. It didn't come with it, and I didn't even realize that. Oh, did I say I bought this online? I didn't. I went to someone's house who had it on Facebook Market. Wait, no. I get so many RCs I can't even keep up. I got this off a Facebook Marketplace from somebody selling it in New Jersey, and they did not have the driver figure, and I thought I would easily be able to find one, and I am totally wrong on that because I went on to Shapeways, and there's not a 3D printed one. I joined some of the Marui groups on Facebook, and I put it out there that I'm looking for one, and no one responded to me. And I've even been checking on eBay. So if you have a spare driver figure, whether it's new or old, and you want to help me out, I greatly appreciate that. Hit me up with a comment, and we can figure something out. Because I'd really like to get my hands on one just so I could finish off this restoration. So I actually did 2 teardowns of the Marui Ninja. My plans when I first got this a few weeks ago were just to give it a quick cleaning, get it on the track, but I realized it was in such poor condition and it was completely greasy and grimy that I did a full-blown, deep restoration cleaning on here, and just thought, hey, I get it on the track and I'd bring it home after and bust out the air compressor, blow it off, and then I can do a new shelf for it and make it this beautiful shelf queen. And after I did that, I got it on the track right away, not realizing that the rear shocks were leaking oil. And so all the dirt just caked onto it. And when I came home and to clean it with the air compressor, I just blew all that muddy, greasy dirt all over all the plastic pieces. And when I went to wipe it off, it just left that shiny residue all over the car. And I was just like, oh, bad move on my part. So I had to tear this thing down again a second time, give it a deep cleaning just to get all that oil off. But then I did the shell and it came out awesome. I did not cut out the front window over here, and these pillars on here are supposed to be painted silver. I just decided to not cut the window out and just do it all black and just leave it as is, and I still think it looks awesome. All right, anyways, here is the action footage of the Ninja on the track. I hope you enjoy it, and right after that, I'll be back to discuss how I felt that it handled on the track. So, enjoy. Welcome back. Pretty badass, right? This thing was very stealth ninja-like on the track, and I say that because we started to film at dusk, so it was getting dark outside. It rained for a few days before, and the track was wet, which made it look even darker. And then, of course, Ninja, right? Kind of like blacked out RC car over here. So it's kind of hard to see in some of those shots, but it was zipping by you really quick. But I have to say, we had a lot of fun with this on the track. It definitely handled better than I anticipated, because even though it is four-wheel drive, I really thought, because the track conditions are usually dry and powdery, that it would be fishtailing all over the place. But because it rained for a few days, the track was wet, and the dirt was compacted, there was a lot of grip. Even though these tires are like 30 years old and have half tread on there, it still handled pretty well. So a lot of fun restoring it, running it, and making this video. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't had a chance to do so, please hit the subscribe button. I can use your support, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care. Let's go, let's go.